G'day, Gabs. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you going?
Thanks for joining today. You're usually the lady behind the scenes
I
orchestrating these
know.
webinars and
I know.
driving these initiatives. And what better person to get on than talking about big digital marketing plans for 2024? Do you want to give a little context as to who you are and what you do here?
Yes, for sure. I have been with 5 by 5 for over 4 years now. My journey started as the project manager assistant. I then was the lead project manager here for about 2 years. So I was the one sort of delivering a whole bunch of websites, dealing with
Yeah.
our clients as well. But I have since moved into the head of marketing role. So marketing is really where my passion lies. I did a whole degree on it, so I thought I should put
Yeah.
that to use. So yeah,
You got
that's
the
where I'm at
quals.
now. Yeah, got the quals.
Yeah, so context gaps really, it wasn't until we actually put someone into a dedicated marketing role that we were able to really, focus our efforts and level up our marketing. And that's what we're talking about today, which is creating a foolproof digital marketing plan. We're going to talk a little bit just around some themes, some of the overarching things that we're sort of observing and seeing out there in the world. Do you want to talk through some stats here and what's happening from a marketing perspective?
Yeah, definitely. So these particular stats here definitely lead into a couple of points that I'll talk about in a little while, as in what we're focusing on for 2024. So the first stat is 73% of consumers prefer to watch short video content to learn about a product or service rather than read a blog post, watch a webinar, or view an infographic.
Watching a webinar. I, s-
We're doing a
I,
webinar.
I know, but we've got a bunch of people here.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I see this with my kids, like the dopamine hit that they get from like YouTube shorts, this short video content, like it's a
Yeah,
thing. So
yeah.
how can we
Yeah.
leverage this in our businesses?
Yeah, for sure. And ever since sort of the pandemic, TikTok and Instagram Reels have absolutely gone off. And that's
Mm,
where a whole lot of businesses are getting their leads and inquiries, getting sales as well. So
yeah.
those short videos are super, super powerful for any type of business. The next point is global email marketing is projected to be valued at 17.9 billion US
Right.
dollars.
Yep.
So basically, what that tells me is email marketing isn't a dying marketing
Not dead
activity.
yet.
No, it's not dead yet. A lot of people think that it's something that doesn't need to be focused on, but it is, again, another really powerful and profitable tool that businesses can be using.
Mm.
And then the final one as well is just in regards to organic search. So it is the best marketing activity for B2B companies as it generates 2 times more revenue than any other marketing channels. So organic search is a huge, huge thing that we focus on at 5 by 5. Obviously, we provide SEO as a service. So it's
Yep.
only fitting that we focus on that as one of our key marketing activities.
We're big fans. We generate a bunch of leads off SEO
Yeah.
specifically. So that then ties to this. So Gabs, at the end of every year, start a new year, I do reflection. I like stare at my navel and contemplate life and figure out, what it is that I'm going to get done in the year ahead. And then I set these BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. And really, for me, it's a bit of a reference point. It's like if I get to the end of a specific, year or time period, and then reflect back, like have I achieved that, and is it specific? Is it measurable? So for me, as I said, we're big fans of SEO, generating a bunch of leads, B2B. We're in the B2B space. I want to increase our SEO traffic by 25%. It's measurable. We've got that through analytics. So how can that then flow through to more leads and inquiries? And that's the overarching brief that then I'd give to an amazing person like Gabs to go and execute on, figure out the how.
Yeah.
And then the second, so that's sort of like, generating the new leads and inquiries. The second is more this. You want to talk about Instagram and just how that sort of plays into our marketing?
Yeah, definitely. So these two goals definitely have two very different strategies, and the outcomes are going to be very different for both of these. So the SEO traffic obviously leads to inquiries from our website. However, when we look at Instagram or any sort of social media, for us, it's about brand awareness. So rather than thinking that Instagram is going to generate us a whole bunch of leads, which that would be absolutely amazing if it did, for us, it's more about sort of the brand awareness, like I said. So getting 5x5's name out there. So really, the people that are looking at us on Instagram are your top of funnel. So they're starting to sort of do their research. They want to get to know you a little bit better. So Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, any sort of social media is a really great place to show who you are as a business and what you do as well.
Yep. Cool. And as you said, it's not about generating new leads. It's more just being visible either through retargeting, through having active followers, all that sort of stuff. And then I've set the vision to say, and that's a low number in the scheme of social media, but like we're only dealing with, a limited number of clients. So anyway, there's some reference points there. So what does that actually look like for us? And this is what we're going to sort of break down. Some of the overarching themes here. Do you want to talk about them, Gabs?
For sure, yeah. So the first one, and I think one of the most important, is consistency. So just making sure that every month we have our key tasks set, and making sure that we're delivering high quality content. So as a business, you can say that you want to deliver 500 reels a month, let's just say. However, if they're really low quality, they're not going to hit the mark with your consumer, and it may sort of reflect poorly on your business. So the consistency is really, really important. The next thing is obviously the content, like I just mentioned. So making sure that we're producing that high quality content. So whether it be those short form videos that I was talking about, these webinars, our blogs, EDMs, giving away free resources and things like that, our content needs to be top notch and needs to be sort of reflective of us as a business and what people are going to be attracted to. And then finally is just in regards to an epic journey. So I put a lot of effort into making sure that all of our marketing is consistent in terms of the look, the feel, making sure it really represents our brand. So this means that we want to make sure that from the very beginning, we're sort of giving that 5-star experience to a consumer. So this means that all of our marketing, all of our messaging, our sales process as well needs to be top notch so that there's no sort of jagged feel during the process. It all feels super, super streamlined. And they know that they're going to get a 5-star experience no matter what point in their journey they are with us.
Love it. So like, what does that actually look like from a tactical perspective?
Yeah.
This is the monthly rhythm we're in.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So this is not in any particular order in terms of priority, but if we go back and have a look at those two goals that Jon set for me for this year, there's obviously certain tactics that I'm probably going to lean into more than others. However, with your webinars, they are a great marketing activity. So for the investment of a couple of hours of putting the content together, we get a blog, we get information for our monthly newsletters. We get to create social media posts. We get to do a YouTube video, social promos, and we get a whole website page dedicated to all of these webinars. So again, a free resource that we're giving out to people. Our social posts as well. So really making sure that we are hitting those consistency targets. So 25 feed posts a month and 20 stories. So with those feed posts, what I'd probably recommend is looking at doing your TikTok style videos, your reel videos, because that's where you can really get a lot of engagement and a lot of reach. So for example, a couple months ago, we posted a TikTok video and we posted it on our reels as well. We got over 90,000 views on that one video that took us 10 minutes to record. And from that as well, we got over 500 followers. So it social media is very hit and miss, and it can be
Oh,
sort of
it's a tricky
unpredictable.
one, isn't it?
But once you get it, you'll find that once you start to get that engagement on your videos, it will just grow and grow from there.
Yeah.
Um, so that's one way I'm going to try and hit that 5K of followers, is just making sure we're doing those videos. PPC ads. So this is a really, really successful activity that we do every month. So with our ads, especially with our meta ones, what we do is we do a PDF download. So we advertise that obviously on Meta. So it's a great way of collecting data and getting people into our database as well, and also giving away free information. So we've got to create the PDF, we've got to create the supporting videos and graphics as well for that. And then number 4 is obviously just blogs, and that sort of leads into our SEO strategy. So making sure that we are creating blogs each month that sort of align with the SEO strategy that we have. So the SEO team will let me know a keyword or a key phrase that they want me to do a blog on. I'll create that blog, get them to optimize it, and then we upload it to our website. So that's just one strategy of SEO that we do. The other strategy, obviously, is your backlinking and your citations as well. And then also uploading new web pages each month. So whether it's building out our service pages, building out our location pages as well. So that's a huge focus for us in terms of SEO, and then increasing that organic traffic by 25%.
Yeah, and I think like even just assessing that, like we're very known for, you know, specific we started life as a website design company, and we really pivoted into more, you know, performance traffic agency. We perform really strongly for some of those older search phrases, and really we want coverage on those newer search phrases. So that's where the opportunities are, and that's where we're going to have to work hard from a content perspective and all that sort of stuff. So that just allows us to hone that focus.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So then the next one is just your EDM. So we send out our digital dose once a month. So that's just basically a newsletter. So we just try to provide a whole bunch of valuable information in that as well. And then obviously you guys all got this webinar promo, so we send that out. And then when you have a look at the ad hoc section, these are just random things that we do throughout the month as needed. So like I said before, building out those location pages. Case studies as well. Those are a huge marketing activity that can be really successful. So showcasing the amazing work you do and the results that you get for your clients as well. Client-based EDM, sales promo EDM, videos for our website, and then any sort of public relations as well. So for example, Jon, you might do a partner webinar with someone, or you might do a podcast. So those are things that we look at doing. They're not part of our sort of everyday marketing activity initiatives, but they're still things that we try and get done in a month.
Yeah, and even example yesterday, we had our annual photo shoot. So we've had a bunch of new team members join the team. We needed headshots, and then there's fresh new images for all our, you know, marketing collateral website. We can go and update everything. So random things like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're doing all these marketing activities. They're all sort of, in theory, working in unison. Really, for us, how a lead comes through would be through what we call our website briefing form, and that's just more of a detailed form that it ultimately just extracts that information from a client, and it's how they identify that they have a need. You know, they'll get in touch and tell us about their problem, or, you know, what they wanted to get done. So that's ultimately then where, you know, these marketing activities, we're staying front of mind. We look at all the different touch points, and maybe it takes a whole bunch of touch points and over a year or two, you know, through that awareness. And then finally they pull the trigger, they get in contact. In terms of the lead actually coming through, then we've got a sort of, you know, defined sort of engagement process where there's a discovery call. We run a paid, what we call web strategy workshop. And ultimately that then allows us to spend a whole bunch of time with a prospective client to be able to really delve into those problems, peel back the layers, get very, very clear on what success looks like for them. So say fast forward 12 months, how do we know we've actually been successful? In that strategy session, we obviously, understand who they are, what they do, and what their clients look like, and all that sort of stuff that goes into them running their business. So that's then where we're extracting that information. In terms of the presentation, that's then ultimately where we go back with a plan of attack and say, all right, well, if I was sitting in your shoes, this is how we'd approach that, and here's what a remarkable digital marketing solution looks like, and here are all the pieces of the puzzle, and here's what a timeline and a process and implementation schedule look like, and all that sort of stuff. Others say they are very excited by that, and they say yes, and if not, then we'll keep in touch, and they're in the marketing funnel anyway, so that relationship will continue. And then we onboard them. So that's where we get it in writing. We onboard them. And then we go and obviously always our aim is to deliver a consistent 5-star experience and have a customer for life. So that is a very simplified version of what our engagement process looks like. And you can sort of see how then the marketing ties into that. Would you add anything else to that, Gabs?
No, I think it's super important. I think sometimes businesses forget that you put all of this hard work into getting the lead. Like, it takes a lot of energy and a bit of an investment as well. You just want to make sure you're doing everything you can to make sure that they have an amazing experience from the start through your sales process as well. And making sure your conversion rate as well is really high. That's a big thing. So you will be generating a whole bunch of leads each month. So again, this will lead into a point I'll talk about later, but sort of looking at the data as well. So your conversion rate is really important to see how many of the leads you're converting as well. So that can help with your marketing team to understand if the leads that are coming through are not the quality leads that you need, or if it's something to do with your sales process as well that might need to be updated. So it's really important post the marketing process to look at the sales process as well and sort of treat them as the same.
Awesome. Yeah. I love that point. Because, probably maybe something we haven't done, or haven't put as much emphasis. There's always been a lot of emphasis, like bringing new business into the organization. It's a lot cheaper to obviously manage the existing relationship that you have and keep engaged with clients and make sure they hang around for a long time to come when you're able to keep solving that. So how does the marketing support that relationship, in addition to the normal, checks and balances, one-on-one work, check-ins, all that sort of stuff. So that's been a big focus for us as well. And it's always something that we can improve on. So we're spending a lot of time thinking about that. So from a practical perspective, Gabs, what are 3 things that we could be doing, or that's going to add some value to the people on this call?
Yeah, definitely. So I know everyone sort of beats ChatGPT into all sort of business owners and sort of your marketing managers, but it's honestly such a great tool when you know how to use it correctly. So it can create digital marketing plans for you. It can create 30 days of social media within 5 minutes. But the key to that is just making sure you know how to do the prompting and priming as well. But once you nail it, what you do is, like with your threads, you just keep using that same thread. So you don't have to recreate it every month. You just let them know the new topic of your social media posts, and then it'll spit it out. So a little bit of work at the beginning, but then once you've got it primed, it is so awesome to use. The second thing would be reuse and recycle. So making sure that you are reusing and recycling any sort of content that you're doing. So like I mentioned before, this webinar turns into 6 different pieces of content that we will use across a whole bunch of different mediums. So don't feel like you need to spend so much time on one particular piece of content. make sure that it can be used across different sort of avenues as well. And then finally, marketing is an investment into your future. I feel like every marketing manager will sort of harp on this as well. I know a lot of businesses put marketing on the back burner, but it really should be a key focus for any business. So there's obviously a whole bunch of free marketing initiatives that you can do. So for example, social media is free. Pretty much the investment that you're doing is the time to create your posts, your images, and things like that. However, your paid advertising is always going to lead to better results for a majority of businesses. Obviously, it depends on your business and your business model and things like that. However, if you are going to focus on marketing, your SEO campaigns, your PPC campaigns are some campaigns that can really generate some crazy results for businesses. So yeah, it is an investment.
In terms of me sort of reflecting on this, I found if you got a big goal, and then you can sort of break that down into smaller chunks and then invest in the resources and the team and the tools to be able to do that from a day-to-day execution perspective, and then plenty of checks and balances along the way in terms of, visualizing the work. We've got a leads dashboard as well that we're building out where we can see at any given point in time how our marketing efforts are then affecting our leads. Obviously the leads are critical then for our conversion engine room, and that's where all the sales engagement happens. So we can see at any point in time the impact that our marketing's having. Gabs, what about your parting shots?
So first one, obviously, just have a solid plan of your marketing activities every month. So a really cool thing about marketing is you can pre-plan. So you can get a lot of stuff done at the beginning of the month and then plan for the next month as well. Consistency equals results. So just being consistent with your marketing as well is really important. You don't want to start plugging a whole bunch of resources in it and then stop, because you pretty much will technically die off in the online world. So making sure you're just consistent every month with what you're doing. Free marketing is great, but investing cold hard cash is even better. And data is so important. So I think that a lot of marketing people, myself included, I love the creative side of things. I love doing videos. I love doing these sorts of things. When it comes to data, I shy away from it a little bit, but it is so important to be able to set your benchmark, to understand what's working, what's not. Because at the end of the day, I'll need to go to Jon in June and say, hey, I've increased our website traffic by 25%, and he'll want to see a graph. He'll want to see some numbers.
That's it.
So it's really important for me to make sure that our data is on point and we're always sort of tracking and looking at what we've done and what's worked.
Michael, you've asked if we want to kick our marketing up a gear and outsource the work, are there any companies you'd recommend? So I guess my feedback on that would be, I think getting quite granular, or defining the strategy, like what's the goal, and then getting granular around the sort of tasks that will make up that or contribute to that goal. So I think the nature of digital marketing is it's very fragmented in the fact that, we're helping you with some SEO at the moment. Like that's our real sweet spot, compared to say like social content creation. We do that for ourselves. We don't do that for other third-party businesses. So, and that's best suited to maybe having that resource internally there where you can go and create content, extract content from the team, communicate with clients, all that sort of stuff. So what I'm trying to say is I think you need to get really specific around the tasks there. Gabs, would you add anything else to that?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything that you said. Just making sure that you understand your strategy is going to be a big one, like what's going to work really well for your business, and finding someone who aligns with that as well.
Paul Labazetta, you're always on the lookout for the best scheduling tool for content. At the moment, I've found that posting natively is the only way to ensure exposure. How are we? Are we doing manual posting, Gabs? Actually, how
Yeah,
does
so
that
it just
happen?
depends. Yeah, it depends on the content that we do. So any sort of static feed posts that we do, I use a program called Sked Social. It's really good. I really like it.
Cool.
However, when it comes to Reels or TikTok, I always do that natively, and I kind of do it randomly as well, because you've got your trending sounds, you've got your trends in general as well. So you
Mhm.
can't always pre-plan for those. So I do a mix of both with the Sked Social. And then for Reels, I will see what's trending, see what other businesses are doing, and then I'll post that natively.
Paul Williams, you've said, what are your thoughts, Ari? One blog per week versus one blog per month argument for sites organic SEO. We've actually got a few of the SEO team members on this call, I think. They'll be very passionate around this, and maybe they can quickly punch in a response. But I guess my response to that would be quality over quantity, where, if you can only invest the time and the effort to produce one quality blog post, then that's better than 52 just mediocre or poor blog posts. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. It's just, quality over quantity at the end of the day. Luke Monroe, for a soloist, what strategies would you recommend and priorities? We don't have dedicated people for this role. It's always a tricky one, isn't it, Gabs, in terms of like you're the business owner that wears many hats and you're
Yeah.
pushed and pulled everywhere. How do we transition that? Like, I don't know, it's sort of what would be your counsel around that?
Yeah, I think you kind of need to look at, do you want to invest money budget or do you want to invest time budget? Because both obviously have great results, but for a soloist, someone who needs to deal with every aspect of the business, I'd probably suggest something like your Google ads and your Meta ads, because in a
Yeah.
sense, you set and forget. You set your budget, you do your campaigns once and your content once, you set it and you forget it and you can move on. Whereas with your organic social, you've always got to be coming up with new content, always got to be
Mm.
posting. So leaning more towards something that, like I said, you can set and forget is probably something I would do.
And measurable. So as a business,
Yeah.
like looking at it through the lens of business owner, it's like I'm always like, all right, dollars out, how many dollars has this brought in? And you can
Yeah.
do that through pay-per-click or paid social. Kim, best resources for prompt engineering. There's a ton of info out there. We actually, Ollie from our team, we did a webinar on that. Oh, I think it was like September, October last year. I reckon we'll do another one shortly on that, Kim.
Yeah,
But
so if
yeah,
you go to, yeah, on our website, on our on-demand page, we've got the recording of that webinar. We've
yeah.
also got a ChatGPT prompting and priming PDF with exact examples that you can use. I use them every day to create the content for our social media specifically, and then also coming up with ideas for webinars as well. So if you go to our website, the on-demand page, there is a whole blog and webinar plus that PDF available for you. So hopefully that gives you a really good start into understanding and sort of building upon from there.
John, Nikki Chu, RTO consultancy and coaching company. What's the best marketing strategy and approach to grow and gain more leads? We actually worked with an RTO
Yeah,
coach,
RTO coach. Nature.
and I know he specifically generates a bunch of leads off the back of SEO. He is a prolific networker as well, but
Yeah.
he tends to know everyone. But I know that what gets the phone ringing for him specifically is his SEO strategy. So yeah, that's like the thing with SEO. It's a longer term play, but it's an evergreen play in the fact that you set it up correctly, it can yield results for many years to come. But it's a slower burn, so it'll be a combo of SEO, pay per click. Same answer to the one before. Awesome to have you on the call. Let's give Gabs a big round of applause. Thank you,
Thank
Gabs.
you. Thank you, John.
Go and make some marketing magic, everyone. We'll keep you updated on future webinars. We've got a next one booked in for a month's time I have no idea what we're talking about, Gabs. What are
We're
we
talking
talking
about keyword research.
Hey, all right, SEO. So if you want to learn about SEO, tune in next month. Thanks, everyone. Have an amazing NT day. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you later.